Hey everybody, today's AlgoRANT is brought to you by Headline Inc. Headline is building essential Algorand ecosystem tools like Pipeline UI, Algo Swap, Algo Cloud, Algo Glyph, and much more, folks. If Algorand needs it, Headline is building it. They consistently stay ahead of the curve. You can follow them at headline_crypto on Twitter to learn more. You should definitely look into it. All right, folks, without further ado, here you go, my weekly AlgoRANT. Hey everybody, welcome to the ReCoop. I'm Cooper Daniels, and I'm a guy that knows a little about a lot. And today, it's my weekly AlgoRANT. So let's get into it. First off, I'm feeling a little extra bullish today. You know what I mean? And speaking of bullish, check these things out. Hey, AlgoRANT, can I have one? I'm excited for these folks. They look great, don't they? You know what I mean? Oh man. All right. I have this habit of pumping NFTs that I don't own. It's okay. Own nothing and be happy, folks. Why am I so bullish today? Well, I'm bullish every day. If you watch my channel, you know I'm bullish and I keep on being bullish. But today I got a little extra energy. I'm reading some things. I've got what's going down in Latin America. It's like Algorand is going to help scale Bitcoin. Then you see what state proofs and the C3 protocol, what they're doing. Algorand is going to scale Ethereum. And then you got things like DEFLY saving everybody's portfolio. There's a lot, folks. That's what I'm going to talk about today. And then at the end, I'm going to give you my second installment of the Artists of Algorand. All right? It's something that I'm super excited about and I'm going to be doing weekly. Okay, so what is happening in Latin America? Well, you have a company called Coinbanks, and they had a Twitter Spaces yesterday, and we just got to see a little closer on what is happening. All right, and in El Salvador, everybody knows, right? If you're following Algorand, you know that Bitcoin is legal tender in El Salvador. We all know about that. We also know about the president's penchant for fun. He's the president of memes over there. But outside of that, what they're doing down there is they're using the Algorand blockchain for all their government infrastructure. What we learned this week in this Twitter Spaces is that there are 6 commercial banks that use Algorand blockchain for wrapped Bitcoin. So they're using the Algorand blockchain to move Bitcoin. That just so happens to be nearly 50% of all of the commercial banks in El Salvador. That's huge, folks. That's huge. In the one country that Bitcoin is legal tender, Algorand is basically facilitating that. If you've been paying attention, you know that Silvio Macaulay had a visit with the mayor of Buenos Aires. More about Argentina to come later, but right now we're talking about that. He also met with the president of Uruguay. Folks, there's already a relationship with Coinbanks and Colombia. There is so much. Algorand is going to be the blockchain that governments and large institutions use to facilitate all of the things. And then you also have Silvio. I just saw online recently, Silvio wishing the Chinese a happy new year. This man seems like the sweetest man alive. And he's also one of the most brilliant men alive. And, Silvio, you're invited to come on the show. All right. You're invited anytime, Silvio. I'd love to chat with you. Ciao, Silvio. Okay. So moving on. All right. So we have all that's happening in South America, right? And that's exciting. We're all excited about it, and it's fantastic. If you watched my interview with Kelly Callahan, head of marketing at Algorand, you know that a lot of these technical breakthroughs are coming soon. The transactions per second, state proofs going live, and then you have C3 protocol. And basically what they're doing is they're creating a trustless bridge that uses the security of the Algorand mainnet. This is a trustless, decentralized bridge that they are building, that Algorand is making possible, okay? And what could that actually mean, right? There's a lot of different bridges. I talked to Glitter Finance, they're building a bridge. But when it comes to what we're talking about here in state proofs and what C3 protocol are doing, is that it is essentially going to allow Algorand, layer 1 Algorand that has never been down, that doesn't fork, that has almost immediate finality in their transactions, and it's extraordinarily cheap to move. They're going to make that layer 1, it's going to be basically possible for any blockchain to use Algorand. You're going to be able to scale any blockchain, namely Ethereum, right? You're going to be able to scale Ethereum with the decentralized, secure, and bulletproof Algorand blockchain as a scaling mechanism, right? That's going to be an upgrade over the centralized things like Polygon that are so exposed, okay? So basically, we have Algorand scaling Bitcoin and Algorand scaling Ethereum. The bronze medal party is coming, and then we're just going to keep on throwing more and more parties until we're number one. Hey, I told you I'm extraordinarily bullish today, and that is where I stand, okay? So I mentioned C3 Protocol. C3 Protocol is built by the team at Rand Labs. They're also responsible for the MyAlgo wallet. This is a serious team. And what C3 Protocol is going to do is it's going to give this sort of centralized finance, a traditional finance feel to decentralized finance. It can mean gasless transactions for Ethereum that are finalized in seconds. And now we're on to DeFly. So ever since Tinyman came back, DeFly has been available and it has flown. It has definitely flown. It was at a fraction of a penny and now it's sitting over 2 pennies. And yeah, there's a lot of people very, very excited about it. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited they're providing a product that we desperately need. And it's just once again, these products that are building on Algorand are looking to bridge user experience, to bridge that feel. So what DeFly is a software wallet that is basically giving you the experience of your favorite stock market app, but bringing it to crypto trading, okay? And so you're going to be able to see all the charts and all the stats and everything. And then eventually from the app, you're going to be able to execute swaps. And with the swaps, you're going to, as you know, the Algorand DeFi ecosystem grows and there's more than just Tinyman. We have Humble Swap coming, WagMe Swap. We have a lot of different things coming. There's a lot of DEXs coming, but currently it's only Tinyman. So, but when those other exchanges are also live, AlgoDex is coming. When those other exchanges are also live, then what will happen from the app is that it will tell you where you have the most advantageous swap, okay? That's excellent, right? Now, some people are gonna be like, no, man, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I don't want it. I don't want it because in order to actually execute swaps through their software wallet is that you have to import your private keys, okay? Now, look, I get that for sure. If you're hesitant about that, if you don't want to use it because of that, I get it for sure. Now, it is true what they say is that you're importing the keys, but you don't actually, they're not storing it. It's not on their servers. It's on your phone, just like anywhere else. But they're gonna have to access those keys in order to sign swaps on Tinyman or whatever exchange. So there will be a moment in time when they have to access it. So they will have access to your private keys. So that is a risk profile that some of you might not want to do. But just on the bright side here is it for every time I bring up DeFly to anybody that, you know, I respect, you know, I brought it up with Kelly and Aaron over at Headline and a lot of people, they're always like, this is a very serious team. You see W. Sean Ford, he's mentioning them in tweets. So this isn't a team that you should be scared of. We know who they are. And that's to another point that we'll talk about in a second. But let me just finish up with DeFly. So yeah, we know who DeFly is. And they are coming with a product that is very needed. And it's going to be very exciting. So you don't have to provide your private keys if you're just going to use the app for charts and, you know, portfolio management and all that. You just need to do that if you want to execute swaps, okay? And that's it. Now, look, do I think you should invest in DeFly? Well, that depends on what your approach is, okay? Just recently, earlier in January, they had their private sale and they sold it for 1,000 DeFly to 1 Algo, okay? And now, you know, DeFly is going for significantly less or more, really, more than that. I think you're getting less than 50 DeFly per Algo, right? So that is a massive mix. That's a massive difference, all right? And I do have questions. I do have some questions about what the utility of this is going to really be. Now, I understand that there's going to be tiers of fees. There's going to be a fee structure. There will be a fee structure where you'll have to pay a fee if you don't hold DeFly in your wallet. You'll have to pay a Algo fee to use their swapping feature, which nobody will use unless there's several DEXs. Why would you use it if you could just go to Tinyman and do it yourself and only pay the Tinyman fee, which I believe is 0.3% or whatever. And so But once there's more dexes, maybe people will. And then there's another tier where the fee goes down a little bit if you have any DeFly in your account, and you can pay the fee with DeFly. And then there is a next tier where you pay even less if you provide liquidity to the DeFi algo pools. And then there is a free version if you're providing 1,000 algo and 1,000 algo worth of DeFly to a liquidity pool. Okay, if you have a somewhat significant investment in the liquidity pool, then you get free swaps. You get to use everything for free. Okay, that's the deal. Now, my concern would be, once there are competitors and other people are doing similar things and you don't have to have all those requirements, is that enough to keep real value to this token? I'm not sure, folks. I'm not sure. And so on another point is this. So they have a token release from their private sale, which makes a lot of sense, and it's a reasonable release. They're transparent about it. So I'm not trying to poo-poo this project at all. Poo-poo. I'm not trying to poo-poo. I'm not trying to be negative about this project at all, for sure. But I'm just trying to provide you with real advice that I believe, and maybe you disagree. You can put it in the comments. We can talk about it. But my point is, respectfully, come March 1st, they're going to release 20% of those pre-sale tokens. They sold, I think it was 300,000 algo worth, right? So that is 30% of the entire 1 billion supply. And they'll release 20% of that in March. And then each month there will be another 20% released. Okay. Now that is going to be people that invested in this, and they're going to be getting their 1,000 to 1 algo, allocation, 20% of that every month starting March until it's completed. So for those months, there's going to be a lot of inflation, and there's going to be people out there that have these tokens that can take advantage of an excellent profit. So that's okay. And that is the way it's going to be. And that will actually, in those months, give you an opportunity probably to get in at better prices. So this is my point. Right now, there's only 30% of the total supply out there. And if you're a smart trader and you know how to play this game, and you see the scarcity and you can look at everything and you know how to trade it, and you're not just holding long, I personally do not believe that holding long on DeFly right now is the wisest thing to do. I think you should be taking profits. I think you should be trading and making money if that's how you can do it, and you're smart and you're wise and you know how to do it. Call a friend, go to their Discord, follow what some of these guys are doing. Whatever it is you need to do, there is opportunity for sure. But if you are a set it and forget it kind of guy, you love the app and you're excited to be part of it, I recommend that you wait until March to start opening up a bag and let them start delivering a product. Right now it's in testnet with pre-sale buyers. I believe February 1st, it's testnet to more people. And then March 1st, I think, is when they're trying to go live. They're going through an audit right now. This is a great project. It's much needed. It's a serious team, and I'm bullish about DeFly. I am not bullish in you opening up a long position right now. You got it? So, what else? Oh, I kind of mentioned it. A lot of people super excited. Tiny Man is back, and a lot of projects are taking advantage, and they're coming out, right? YLDY got some bad press recently. You have Opal taking a little bit of a dive right now because I believe some circulating supply is coming out and stuff like that. But anyways, the point is that Opal and YLDY are awesome projects. They are real projects, and those are projects to go long on, in my humble opinion. There's a wonderful opportunity for Opal right now. I mean, there's still only 8% of the supply out there, but look, you're talking 70, 80 cents right now. This is an entry. This is a day one type of entry here right now. Okay? So, and then I don't know if the KuCoin staking is still open, but if it is, you can stake your Opal for 90 days for like 40%. So there is opportunity there. I don't know. It's hard to know with the supply stuff, but that doesn't matter. This isn't my point. Those are real projects. DeFly is a real project. And then there's other projects that are obviously very real and very good. But now there are also opportunists out there. Okay. We've seen some rug pulls recently. You have things like Algo stake. I haven't looked into Algo stake all that deeply, but From what I do know, it's maybe there's some advantageous yield coming from there, but there's a lot of trust you are giving that team that you don't know who they are, right? Unless you do now, and I'm wrong. But as far as I could tell, you don't. I don't mean to pick on Algo Stake because I haven't really done my due diligence on it. So, you do your own, and I will, if you want me to, I will look into it more. But I'm just telling you instinctively from what I understand, okay? It sounds like they knew that YLDY was getting kind of shit on, and so they had an opportunity. My point is this. When you are investing, unless you are just like, I think that this is going to pump type of attitude. No, there's a degen attitude that, can make you a lot of money. It's not my approach and it's not what I advocate, but I see people do very well with it. But I'm a more conservative investor than that. I want to know who the people are that I'm investing in, because a lot of times you are investing in people, especially when it comes to these projects. That is why I'm here at Algorand, because of an interview I heard with Silvio Macaulay and then doing my due diligence on him. I got here because I'm believing in the people. And then the more and more I get to know the people in the Algorand ecosystem, the more I get bullish on it. And then the more I take part in this community and see the kind of people that also are part of it, I get more and more bullish. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm here, and that's why I won't shut up about Algorand. And that is why I am investing myself, okay? But this is the deal, okay? Know who you're investing in. If they don't want to tell you who they are, there's probably a reason, okay? If your boyfriend doesn't want you to go back to his house, there's probably a reason. He has a wife. Or it's a really bad house. You know what I mean? Whatever. I know what I'm talking about. All right. So you get it. You get the point. Come on, do your homework, folks. Look into it. It's just it. And it's not easy to build YLDY, okay? This isn't something you can do in a few weeks. YLDY is actually a operational thing. It's a real product that we've all used for a long time, and it doesn't break. It hasn't been perfect, but it works. And we're not hearing about lots of money being lost, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. YLDY works, okay? Now there's issues, and you can have your issues. And if you don't like the tokens and the 3 tokens, the 4 tokens, the 5 tokens, however many tokens, you don't like that, that's your own. That's fine. That makes sense. But don't just leave YLDY for something else out of an emotional decision, because that's not a good investment approach. All right, folks, enough of all that. How about we move on to my new favorite segment, the artists of Algorand. All right, last week I talked about the Pyrenees Pack. One more look at that. I love that. I love that guy. I'm super excited to be part of their Discord. I just really like the creativity coming from Pyrenees Pack. All right. But that's not who we're talking about today. I have mentioned on Twitter and I've mentioned on this show that my wife is a little bit of an NFT skeptic, all right? But I still torture her and make her look through these because I value her opinion. I feel like she has a good eye for things and she does love art. And I'm seeing it. I'm sort of sucking her into this a little bit. And she saw one in particular and her reaction was like, whoa, now I like that. That's like original, it's cool, it's awesome. And so I decided, all right, well, let me reach out and see if they'd like to be featured and let me use their work in my show. And they were happy to do it. So the artist of Algorand of this week is Algo Starface. Check it out. Come on, folks. You got the star face on the face. It looks cool. I think it looks really cool. So a little bit about this project. Algo Starface is 500, one of one, and their team is based out of South America, and they're mainly out of Argentina. They are a group of people that got together and wanted to come up with a creative project. They said that they were inspired by things like Bored Apes and Algorand, and they wanted to do something unique. And I would say that they have come up with something unique. They had a friend. This group of people had a friend. They had an artist friend that has been in the artist community down there in South America for 20 something years. And now they have him working basically full time. This is his main focus. And Algo Starface, I believe, is blowing up, right? And I don't own any Algo Starface. I'm not doing this for anything other than the love of the art, folks. And I don't, for that matter, I don't own a Pyrenees Pack. So, I don't know. I don't know if that means anything to you other than the fact that I am not pumping my own NFT bags here. That's That's what I am. Eventually I might. Maybe one day I will own one of these things that I'm talking about, and that will be great fun. And I'll reveal that too. But my point is just to say that this isn't because of any kind of anything. You know what I mean? This is just me being honest. And the truth is that I liked it, my wife liked it, and I wanted to show it and want more people to know about it. All right. I took part in their shuffle yesterday and I lost. They have shuffles, I believe, weekly. So you can go to their Twitter. I'll put their Twitter link in the description of this video and you can follow it. And they want to also just provide entertainment with different mediums like short films, etc. So this is a collective of people down there in mainly Argentina that are trying to be creative and entertain the Algorand community. This is just another example of the Algorand NFT ecosystem blowing up. It's booming, folks. It's exciting, man. Who's gonna be the next artist of Algorand? We'll find out next week when I find out. You know what I mean? All right, everybody. Basically, what I've been talking about outside of DeFly and the artists is that all of these blockchains that are in existence right now are fragmenting the liquidity. Okay, and once all of these blockchains can connect with each other in a trustless, decentralized, non-custodial way, then the DeFi liquidity can boom. And when that happens, we are so much closer to massive, massive adoption. And we're getting there. And it is my opinion and my bet that Algorand is at the center of it. And it makes a lot of sense because of the team and the progress and the news that we see repeatedly. All right, everybody. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, thank you for watching. Do your homework.